Imagine sitting down to watch a kung fu movie and being greeted by the unmistakable presence of Bruce Lee. His piercing gaze, electrifying energy, and precise martial arts choreography, all captured in lifelike 4K detail. Or picture Jackie Chan's high-flying acrobatics restored with razor-sharp visuals and immersive sound design. Now imagine that none of this was filmed with a camera. It was recreated, scene by scene, using artificial intelligence. That's not the plot of a science fiction movie. It's real, and it's already in motion. At the 27th Shanghai International Film Festival, a monumental announcement was made that could forever change how we view and make martial arts films. A coalition of major Chinese media institutions has launched the Kung Fu Movie Heritage Project, an AI-powered initiative aimed at restoring and reviving 100 iconic kung fu movies from the past century. This includes titles from Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and other genre legends. But this isn't just about cleaning up grainy footage, it's about reimagining legacy cinema with the power of AI. So what does this really mean for the future of martial arts cinema? Is it a respectful tribute to its golden era, or are we headed toward a controversial collision between culture and code? At the core of the Kung Fu Movie Heritage Project lies a simple but powerful goal: bring 100 Kung Fu classics into the modern age using AI. That includes masterpieces like Bruce Lee's Fist of Fury, 1972, Jackie Chan's Drunken Master, 1978, Jet Li's Once Upon a Time in China, 1991. Each of these films is being restored not just visually but emotionally, using artificial intelligence to remaster old reels into ultra-high-definition experiences with remixed sound, upgraded color grading, and clearer dialogue. The project's leaders emphasize the importance of keeping the original essence alive while offering a more engaging experience for modern audiences. Zhang Xilin, chair of the China Film Foundation, put it best: these films are cinematic calling cards, cultural artifacts that define Chinese resilience and artistry. To support this restoration effort, the project has already secured a whopping 100 million renminbi, around $13.9 million for its first phase, with 10 movies already undergoing transformation. But here's the bigger question: when technology starts enhancing not just how films look but how they feel, do we still call it preservation, or is it now interpretation? Beyond restoring old movies, China's film industry is also using AI to blaze new creative trails. The festival also premiered A Better Tomorrow Cyber Border, a bold reimagining of John Woo's 1986 classic, now set in a futuristic cyberpunk world. This isn't your standard remake. It's officially the world's first fully AI-produced animated feature film. From concept art and character design to scriptwriting, animation, and post-production, the entire process was powered by a full-stack AI system. And instead of the usual team of hundreds, only 30 people were involved in its creation. That's a seismic shift in filmmaking efficiency. Producer Zhang Qing explained, AI has collapsed the barrier between creativity and execution. A movie that might have taken 3 years can now be delivered in just a few months. Efficiency aside, this development raises a crucial concern. What happens to the artists, illustrators, animators, and screenwriters who have traditionally brought these films to life? Is AI filling a creative gap, or is it taking creative jobs? Project leaders insist this isn't about replacing people, it's about honoring them. They see AI as a tool, not the creator. Tian Ming, chairman of Sanxing Media, described AI as a brush. It's still the artist, meaning the human, who decides what to paint. He emphasized that Kung Fu cinema is more than entertainment. It's a representation of identity, spirit, and history. Their vision isn't to erase the past, but to give it a second life. AI is being positioned as a bridge, helping newer generations appreciate legendary figures like Bruce Lee and Jet Li, who otherwise might feel too old school for today's hyper-digital youth. But this opens a philosophical debate. If AI can replicate the look, sound, and even style of a filmmaker or actor, does it still count as their work? Or is it simply mimicry under a new name? The film industry's reaction to AI isn't exactly united. On one hand, you have skeptics like Tim Burton, who called AI-generated artwork disturbing and accused it of stripping art of its soul. There's also been controversy around companies like Wizards of the Coast who face backlash for secretly using AI art despite prior commitments to original illustration. On the other side, filmmakers like Zack Snyder have been more optimistic. He argues that AI isn't the enemy. It's a new set of tools waiting for innovative storytellers to wield them. And then there's Netflix, which recently stated that most audiences don't care how content is made, as long as it's entertaining. That might be true, but does that indifference pose a risk to creativity? If the audience grows used to AI-generated cinema, does that lower the value of human-created stories, or does it push creators to reach even higher? This isn't a solo experiment. The Chinese government and media institutions are building a complete AI production ecosystem to support the future of cinema. They've already launched a nationwide infrastructure to support AI-generated content, training centers in cities like Shanghai, Xi'an, and Wuhan. AI policy regulations to govern content transparency by 2025. Render farms in Guizhou that can finish in 24 hours what used to take over 400 days. This is a full-blown tech and culture partnership. China's not dabbling in AI cinema, it's investing in it at every level. So while Western industries are still debating whether AI belongs in storytelling, China is already rolling out the pipelines to make it a mainstream reality. In one of the festival's most emotional moments, several veteran kung fu filmmakers took the stage to share their thoughts. Yu Rongguang, Zhang Tan, and Yuan Hong, named synonymous with the golden era of martial arts cinema, didn't voice resistance. In fact, they offered support. Yuan said, "If I have any strength left, I'll dedicate it to this plan." Zhang added, "Kung fu films are about growth, spirit, and dignity. With AI, we're not erasing the past, we're giving it a second wind." That's a perspective worth remembering. AI isn't just an industry shift. For some, it's a way to immortalize passion. So, where do we go from here? Whether we call it innovation or intrusion, there's no denying that AI is already part of the film world's DNA, especially in China's martial arts scene. The Kung Fu Movie Heritage Project is more than a digital cleanup effort. It's a sweeping cultural renaissance powered by technology. And with AI now making it possible to produce full-length features with smaller teams and shorter timelines, the rules of filmmaking are being rewritten. But that also means we, the audience, need to ask better questions. Are we okay with seeing digital versions of Bruce Lee in new films? How much of a movie's soul is tied to its human creators? And as AI continues to take over creative spaces, will originality be harder to define? This isn't just a tech conversation. It's a cultural one, and your voice matters. So now we ask, would you watch a new Kung Fu film created entirely by AI? Do you believe this honors the legends or risks overshadowing them? And most importantly, where do you draw the line between tribute and transformation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The Kung Fu genre may be entering a new digital chapter, but its legacy, that's still up to us to write.